Hey, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze Super Shredder Shadow Master. Now, I've had this figure for a while now. Today's video is going to be similar to the Casey Jones video, where we're going to go over how the figure kind of stands over a few months, over some time of being out, being posed, being moved around a bit. How has it been? Has it gotten worse? Has it gotten better? Is it the same? So we're going to be taking a look at that and just the figure itself. So I already like this figure. Like before I even got it, when I was looking at it, I got it on Amazon, and it just looks awesome, especially for the price. I got this figure for about $35, and I mean for $35, this figure is awesome. I'm surprised it was only $35. Now I do think it's a little more on Amazon, but you might be able to get it somewhere else. But definitely a great figure. So the packaging is really nice. It's a typical Neca box. You have the flap on the side that you can open. We'll open that up in a little bit. But it has like a metallic kind of look to it, similar to the Ghostface figure, which I reviewed a few days ago. That box of the Ghostface Inferno figure had this metallic kind of finish on the box, and when you shine light on it, you could really see all the details. So right on the front, you have the nice kind of silhouette of the Super Shredder. He doesn't appear that much in the movie. If you've seen it, he's there for like 5 minutes and then he's gone, but it's still a great figure for the Super Shredder. On the side, get a nice picture, Nickelodeon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Then on the bottom, Real Toys and Neca. Then on the back, which is really nice, you could kind of see he's right there holding the mutagen, which is really cool. I'll get into more details about this accessory later, but I really wish it would have more looked like how it looks in the image and where it would have been a bit more reflective. You'll see what I mean, but like that, I really wish I could have recreated that, like make it a bit brighter, make it glow. So, but still really cool. Get some more poses. And on the side, this is a different picture than this side, but same design. And something I also really like is how on the box they kind of have it like a scratched up metal, like kind of torn. So that's really cool. Then on top, TMNT, Secret of the Ooze, Nickelodeon, warning. And on the bottom, you have all this barcode right there. And then here is all the people that worked on this. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. Right inside, you could see this really nice picture of the Shredder. Now, this, like, other than the box, this is really dark without light. So if you want to have it kind of displayed opened up, you're going to need some light shining on this. Then here you can see the figure. Really nice figure. In box, he's tied up with his hands. Mine isn't because I've had this out for a while. And the hands, it's like on this taped kind of piece inside, like before unboxing him. So I just have it here because I could not get it back in. I tried, but yeah. So you see, you get Shredder, like I just showed. You get you get 5 extra hands. 2 hands already on him. His spear and the mutagen up here with the TGRI. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this. You don't need any blade. I don't because I already opened it, but be careful with blades. We're gonna open this up and we'll get right into it. So here he is out of the packaging and he looks great. I've had this figure for a while and unboxing him, he still looks great. So he looks really cool, especially with the light right now. I've have him kind of displayed without any bright light shining directly on him, and with the light you could really see this nice metallic purple on him. So first we're gonna go over the details. Like I said, he has that perfect purple metallic on his like main body. So the legs, chest, arms, and then of course he has his blades. So he has some blades for gauntlets, and on the inside of the blade you can kind of see he has like brown wraps. So that's cool. He has this kind of underwear piece. I don't know how to call that. superhero underwear piece. Looks cool though. And then as you can see on his shoe or boots or whatever you want to call it, it's that same kind of brown wrap around the wrist. So that's cool, nice and consistent. Then on top, you get this nice metal for the, what would you call this? Armor. I'm going to call it armor. And then, of course, the helmet, which looks awesome. Really awesome. And then on the back, it's kind of, I wouldn't say reflective. I'd say just like a shiny black material for the cape. And then on the inside, it's kind of more of just a fabric, but really looks nice. So yeah, that is the details. And one thing I also want to say is like this metal, they use a really nice kind of I wouldn't say it's a wash, but they mix the colors a bit to where it kind of looks a little rusted and more authentic. So that's cool. Then you could see in his helmet, you could see those eyes. On camera, they look like really like you could really see them, but in person with the figure, it's a bit more shaded, which I kind of like. It kind of more looks like the box with the more menacing look to him. Um, I always, when I saw this figure, even in pictures, I was kind of like, why are the eyes always looking down, or why did they kind of look a little funny? But you could put him in some cool poses even with the eyes. So let's get into the articulation. So the head is a bit limited, which is surprising to me. I always thought that it should be able to move a lot, like with the big cut, if you could see in there that they gave him. But the neck can move slightly, and the head can turn all around. But the way that the neck is, he is forced to look up. So you get some movement, not the best, but I mean, he's already as big as he is, so you don't really need him to be looking up. You can make him look down, so that's cool. Then right here, I want to say the upper, it is the upper torso. His proportions are just like he's so big that it kind of makes everything look a little funny, but his upper torso can move around, so that's cool. Now, inside here, I do think he has a ball joint, I want to say. I don't want to say a swivel. I think it is a ball joint. But because of this piece, it's really hindered and you can't really move it, only a little bit. So you could try to get that moving, but you're not going to get too much movement out of it. If you kind of move this armor out of the way, you could get it a bit higher, but it still does hinder it. So then same thing there, moving at the wrist, movement at the gauntlet. That's the upper body. So the lower body, you get movement at the leg. Now it is on a ball joint, so you can move that about that high. It's hindered by this, but I don't think it's just hindered by this piece. I think it's also hindered just by the joint. So that's as high as you're gonna get it, but that's okay. You do get some rotation, but because of all like the muscles, it just he can't really go too far. Like you can't swivel it too much. Now you also get some movement down here at the ankle. You don't get too much, but you do get some movement, so that's nice. And same thing with the other leg. Go up, get that movement at the knee, and movement at the ankle. So this piece itself, the kind of shin guard, doesn't move. But overall, you get a lot of good articulation out of this figure. You wouldn't think you'd get that much articulation because it is a bigger, bulkier figure. It's going to be harder to move. But you do get a lot. Now, the way I've posed him, I haven't posed him in any, I'd say, crazy ways. I kind of just have him standing there, maybe a little bit different. I'll show you some poses with him. So as far as accessories, you do get this really nice spear. It's much more of just a metallic metal, and honestly, I'd say it kind of looks better without the light. Right now, you're seeing it with the light. I feel like it looks better in much more of a darker look. But yeah, it's a nice spear. And then, of course, you also get this TGRI mutagen canister. And what I was talking about earlier is the paint that they use is a light green. And while, of course, it does look like mutagen, I wish it would have been more of a glow in the dark material or a more reflective material. So it kind of shines if you have them in light or if you have them in the dark. Because when he just holds it, it kind of just looks like a metal canister. You don't really see that bright glow that we see on the back of this box right there. So as far as hands, he gets two wide open hands. So you get two hands that are a closed fist. And then this hand that's on him is a gripping hand for the mutagen canister. Then over here is another closed fist hand. So definitely a really cool figure. I wish it would come with a few more accessories. So we're going to go ahead and get into some comparisons. I'll show you some poses, and then I'll let you know what I think if it's worth it to buy today. Okay, so here he is with the Last Ronin Casey Jones, the Last Ronin Raphael, the Star Wars The Black Series Stormtrooper, the Marvel Legends Miles Morales from Spider-Man 2, and the NECA Ghostface Inferno figure. So he is tall. He stands the tallest among all of these. And with the last Ronin Turtles, he's basically two times their height if you're counting to the top of his helmet. So he's definitely an amazing figure. He's big. And I like the way that he stands up, especially against the Turtles. I don't have any of the original movie Turtles. I mainly use these, and the reason that I got this shredder, specifically the much more darker looking one, was so he would fit in with these turtles. And in my opinion, he does. He doesn't have any comic detailing because, of course, he's from the movie. But like I mentioned with the Casey Jones video, is that these figures do kind of look realistic while also looking similar to the comic. So they definitely could fit in the Last Ronin collection. If you want to throw them into a horror collection with Ghostface, go ahead. The Black Series, I mean, the Black Series, that's Star Wars. Then you'd have to kind of build your own world, but you could do that too. And Marvel Legends, again, you could do that too. You just gotta make up your own story. So he definitely looks good with some other figures. So let's get into my thoughts, and I'll let you know if I think he's still worth it. Okay, so in my opinion, I really do love this figure. I think it is a great figure and a great shredder. Like, in, let's say, all the shredders that we've gotten from NECA, definitely one of the best shredders. And of course, since we don't have a shredder yet from The Last Ronin, of course, it's Shredder's grandson in The Last Ronin, but we don't have kind of that big menacing character. So this is definitely an amazing shredder. An amazing shredder from NECA and an amazing shredder that you could just put in any turtle collection, other than, of course, the Toon line. But that's a whole different thing. Definitely a great shredder. A few things though is definitely something I forgot to mention is the hands. They are really difficult to kind of swap out. They are very tight, and I had to heat them up almost every single time I wanted to change the hand. So that's something to know. It's definitely annoying. And another thing is that he kind of can't do much. Even though he has a lot of articulation, you can't really put him into too many crazy poses without him kind of looking funny or without it just kind of not making sense. Of course, there's a lot of great poses you could do, and of course, with this shredder, you kind of just want him to stand there. But if you are planning on getting him into a lot more dynamic and crazy poses, this won't be the shredder for you. But if you want a cool, menacing shredder to just stand there looking awesome, this guy's for you. One more thing is I do wish, like I mentioned earlier, he had a few more accessories. I feel like they could have gave us something, maybe some damaged kind of wood, or even maybe the stereo system that we see in the movie that kills Super Shredder, which is just a large speaker. If they could have given us that or just something else, I feel like it really would have bumped up this figure. But for just this, the spear, and I feel like it could have been better. Of course, bringing the price in, it's a great figure. For $35, you're getting this shredder articulation. It's great. So I really think it's up to you. It's not a figure that I would say everyone needs it, everyone should buy it. It's what type of shredder are you looking for? Do you want one to just stand there? Do you want one to go in some crazy poses? Um, but yeah, if you're that type of person that just wants him to stand there looking cool, this is the one for you. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this figure. If you have the figure, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you next time.